Okay, so it's the trade deadline is under 2 weeks away, obviously, and the Yankees are have a couple of moves to be made, but there's only one player, in my opinion, well, two players, but who I think the Yankees should overpay for. If they're going to overpay for anybody at the trading deadline, it should be either Ketel Marte or Brian Reynolds. Now, I don't know if Brian Reynolds is available. I think Ketel Marte will probably be an easier get. And the Yankees are going to have to pay through the nose for either one. Okay? But those two guys would add so much versatility and athleticism to the lineup, and the ability under very good contracts, and they're under team control till 2025 for Marte, 2026 for Brian Reynolds. And with the ability to play center field, infield, they would give the Yankees so much versatility and so many different options for Boone. It's kind of a no-brainer. Those are the two guys I would make a massive overpay for. They're, and obviously it's going to cost, Oswald Peraza and Luis Gil and probably Estevan Florial, maybe even another prospect. I don't give Jason Dominguez the Martian for anybody. That's just me. I don't even trade him for Mike Trout at this point. But I think these two guys, one of these two are gettable. And Ketel Marte is probably the more gettable one. I don't see the Arizona Diamondbacks competing anytime soon. I see the Pirates maybe being a little bit better in that division. With high draft picks now and building around like Brian Reynolds and the Brian Hayes, and now they have the number one draft pick this past year, in this most recent draft, a huge stud catcher. So they're putting some good building blocks around themselves to kind of compete. And they were a playoff team not too many years ago. So I see them putting themselves in contention sooner than the Diamondbacks, and I do think they'll move Adam Frazier, and they'll get a decent package for him. If they move Rich Rodriguez too, they'll get a decent package for him too. They'll get a really good package for them, especially if they combine him in a trade in, and that'll accelerate their rebuilding process. So I think the Pirates are closer. But again, if you're going to go after, you're going to have to blow these teams away with an offer, and these are the only two guys, in my opinion, that I would make a ridiculous offer for, and yeah, it would obviously. I mean, again, it's going to cost. Oswald Peraza. They're going to ask for Volpe. They're going to ask for a lot of guys. So, Oswald Peraza is rated higher than Anthony Volpe. Volpe's moving up, so you're going to have to give up one of them. That's just going to. I don't think there's any way you can get around that. Luis Gil to one of their top pitching prospects. It's going to cost even more than that. 2, maybe 3 top 10 prospects and someone else, a top 20. On the team for Marte or Reynolds. I don't think any team is going to get them for any less. Now, the Yankees have a solid system. Obviously, there's other teams that have systems like Tampa Bay can blow them away with an offer. They don't have the resources, in terms of money or the finances, but they have the prospects to blow anybody away. The number one farm, and so they could get these guys, but the problem is the ability to get them and continue to pay them over the next bunch of years. That's where the Yankees have a potential advantage. So they can give them a robust or even a ridiculously high prospect package and afford to continue to pay them throughout the next batch of years. Where I don't think Tampa Bay is always kind of financially strapped, as is Miami Marlins and teams like that. So there's only a few teams who could acquire one of these guys and continue to pay them. And the last thing I want to see is them go to Tampa Bay or Boston or like Toronto, no, or even a National League West team, like the Dodgers or the Padres, and just make that lineup even more ridiculous. The Toronto Blue Jays, just no. So I think the Yankees should be super aggressive and I've said this, and I think they need multiple positions. So if you can do a trade where you get an Adam Frazier and a Rich Rodriguez and like a Tyler Anderson from the Pirates, it would cost a ton. But that package is probably going to be similar to the package you get for Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte, to me, would have a bigger impact on the franchise over the next 5 to 7 years than those 3 guys would. So you give that package to the Diamondbacks for Marte. Same goes for Brian Reynolds. I'll take Brian Reynolds over those 3 guys in the package. I would. No. But those are the 2 guys. Now, it's pretty unrealistic that it's going to happen. I think he's going to get either one. especially since the teams aren't actively promoting them or actively pushing them. But this is where you come in with a ridiculous offer, and you kind of make it really hard for them to say no. And these two players represent, I mean, a need for that Yankee lineup. Versatility, switch hitting, options like team control. And they don't have to pay everybody $20 to $30 million a year. They don't. So they don't always have to be at $200 million for the payroll. We have a lot of young controllable players. They're going to probably have to give up one of them. That's at the major league level, maybe two. And I have to be okay with that too. But again, who would they give up? That's not an upgrade. That's better than Keita Marte or Brian Reynolds. Nobody. Those guys would be a massive upgrade over anybody the Yankees are going to be giving them. But these teams are, they're in a lacking prospects. So the Yankees would give them 3 or 4 or 5 controllable players for the next bunch of years while they're rebuilding. And it would help them on the financial side where the Yankees assume the salaries and whatnot. So I think these are the two guys. Like, I'm kind of laser focused on them. Do I think the Yankees are going to get either one? Probably not. If they do, it might be I don't know. But I see the Yankees making like some moderate trades. I don't see them going over the threshold by $2 or $3 million for maybe a second wild card spot. If they're going to do it, they got to do it all the way. Keita Marte represents a big move. So does Brian Reynolds, a big move. So there's only a few trades, and I talked about them. A multiplayer package with the Cubs, a multiplayer package with the Pirates. Those are the only two that really represent big moves and a commitment for the short term and the long term for the Yankees. But I would go after these individual guys hard and make it really, really hard for them to say no. So, to me, those are the two guys. Who do you think are the 1 or 2 guys that the Yankees absolutely need? I picked these 2 guys over Marte, Gallo, like everybody. Trevor Story. I picked these 2 over anybody.